What if I told you that there was a way that you could make high quality applications that actually stick out from the crowd, where people know you exist, that gives you an unfair advantage over the sea of other job seekers that are just blindly applying and getting in your way? In this video, I'm going to break down exactly how to do that, a step by step way, and we can break down how you can generate massive success. I'm Milo Savelj. I'm the founder of How to Job, and I've worked with thousands of job seekers and I've helped them generate massive success in their job search. Everything from refining their CVs and resumes to actually salary negotiation and everything in between. Now, if you stick around in this video, I'm going to show you how to also turn rejections into opportunities, which is part of this process. So, what are high quality applications? Well, high quality applications allow you to stick out from the crowd by not just applying and waiting. Because you see, everybody right now, traditionally speaking, is applying for a job, they're waiting, and nothing's happening. And this is why you're on this video, because you've been accustomed to that for far too long. It doesn't work. And the reason it doesn't work is just there's too many people in the market. Every job will generate 1,000 applicants. A company will have enough manpower to interview 5 people. 5 people, one person is offered the job. So you have a 0.1% chance if you just traditionally apply. So high quality applications are actually designed to allow you to get into those 5 without waiting and praying. So how do we do high quality applications? Well, here's what I want you to do. I want you to have a plan of how many applications you can do per day. I would recommend you apply to 4 jobs every single business day, Monday to Friday. And I would allocate a set amount of time per day to be able to make those 4 applications. Once you make a single application, 1 out of those 4, I want you to then go to the company page on LinkedIn and I want you to select 5 people in the company. 2 people, I want you to select who are doing the job that you are targeting. So if you're a data analyst or someone who's looking for a data analyst position, you will reach out to 2 data analysts in that company. I want you to then reach out to a senior data analyst or a senior person doing the job. I want you to reach out to 1 head of HR and 1 hiring manager. That's a total of 5 people. So why are we reaching out to these people? Well, different people have different things that they can help you with. We're going to be targeting referrals, recommendations, and intel. Those are the 3 things that are going to be valuable to allow you to not only stick out from the crowd, but actually make better applications and also be armed with interview-based knowledge if they come back to us. Now, I hear you asking, Milo, 5 people, fine, I get it, but how am I going to get in contact with them? What am I going to say? Well, I want you to use LinkedIn and LinkedIn's feature called Add Note. Now, Add Note allows you to send a 300-character message to up to 20 people per day on LinkedIn Premium, Monday to Friday. So your outreach is going to be 100 in a week. That's your limit, but we only need 5 per company. So with these people that I've just confirmed, 2 people doing the job, 1 person doing a senior position of that position, a head of HR, and a hiring manager. We're going to use the Add Note feature where we attempt to connect with them, click on Add Note, and send this message, which is, "Hi name, I can see you're the job title, would be great to connect." Nice and simple, nothing too salesy, nothing too sleazy, nice and easy, nice and simple. This will generate up to 30% conversion rate. Meaning, out of these 5 people, you'll probably have 2 coming back to you. Now, this is the important part. Some of these people that you've just messaged with the Add Note will accept. Not all of them. You're probably looking at 1 or 2. So what do you do now? Well, you want to let them know you've applied. And you also want to ask a question. You see, this separates you from the crowd because all the other people that have decided to network, which is a very small group, are going to be asking questions like, "Hey, any jobs? Please hire me." We're not going to do that. We're going to let them know we've applied, but we're also going to ask a question. Here's a couple of questions you can ask. Thank you for connecting. As an international job seeker, I'd love to understand, when offering sponsorship, do you tend to prioritize company culture fit or proven technical ability? If you're an international job seeker, this is a perfect type of step 2 question as soon as someone accepts, because it lets them know that you're looking for sponsorship and it also engages them in the right way to get a question asked and answered. Here's the next one. Thank you for connecting. As someone transitioning into this field, I'd love your perspective. When hiring career switchers, do you value transferable skills more or direct industry experience? If you're a career switcher, this is perfect because you can then ask how valuable the transferable skill set is, and also what are your chances if you don't have direct industry experience. Here's the next one. Thank you for connecting. For candidates at an early stage, I'm curious what stands out more to you: demonstrated potential, projects learning, or any form of practical experience? Now, that last one is for people who haven't got any experience. So, graduates, entry level, that's a perfect step two. Now, not everybody will reply, but the ones that do, we can actually start networking with. Now, your networking begins now. They've given you an answer. It's up to you to validate what they say to showcase that you are the right fit. For example, some people might say, well, we look for soft skills, we look for company culture, we like this skill, we like that skill. It's up to you to then say, I'm so glad you mentioned that. That's something that I possess. That's something I'm working towards, with the caveat to ask for a meeting. Now, a meeting is effectively like an informational call. This gives you the ability to have a 5-minute meeting with any one of these 5 people where you can actively sell yourself. You can ask better questions and you can go through the day to day. So if you're reaching out to someone doing the job, they know what the interview process is like. They know who the hiring manager is. If it's someone who's a senior, they probably influence hiring decisions via project needs. If it's a head of HR, they can influence the hiring manager. If it is the hiring manager, they're the ones that can actually action an interview. So you can kind of see where this goes. But what if they say, I can't do a meeting, I'm too busy, or I'm doing the job, I have nothing to do with hiring, or somebody says, look, just we'll let you know. Don't end there, don't quit yet. We now want to move on to the next phase, which is asking them who do they recommend that we reach out to. Now, we're not getting a referral, we're getting a light recommendation. They might give us a name. If it's someone doing the job, they'll tell you who's influencing hiring decisions. If it's a senior, they can recommend you anyway. If it's the head of HR, they're probably not the ones doing the actual interviews, but they'll recommend who you could reach out to. But what happens if they don't recommend you? What if they say, I can't recommend you to anyone? Well, look, there's always another thing we can do. And I don't want you to lose hope if somebody says no, because somebody else will say yes. But at least you've got the attention of someone working in the company that you've applied to. So what could you do at this stage? Well, you can ask for advice, intel. You can literally say, I've made an application, I've started to network. What advice would you give someone like me who's attempting to get into your company? Now, you would be very surprised how these things can go. People will actually give you genuine advice to help you stick out from the crowd, to pass interviews, or actually tell you what's happening in the industry. And this arms you with better knowledge to not only stick out from the crowd, but actually be successful at doing the job. So let's look at the numbers of how many high quality applications you can make like this. You're reaching out to 5 people per company that you apply to. If your limit is 20 people, you are making 4 applications per day, reaching out to 5 people in each company per application, which basically means a total of 20 people. Now, if your conversion rate is 30%, you have 6 people accepting and engaging with you. You only need one real opportunity. This allows you to magnetize your applications with people so they know that you exist and they can actually give you either a recommendation, a referral, or some advice. Now, I did promise you a bonus round of what happens when you get rejected. And let's be honest, we're all getting rejected when we make applications. We probably have more rejection emails than we do have successful emails. But what if you can turn those into opportunities? Well, now you can. Every rejection email you get gives you the ability to actually respond back, to ask more questions and see if there's another opportunity. It's not asking for feedback per se, but it's actually asking to retarget and reframe your application for either a future role in the next couple of weeks or another role that allows you to build the experience that was required. I want you to think about this as an example. Unfortunately, you haven't been successful. We went with another candidate. Your reply could be, thank you so much for taking the time to respond. As unfortunate as it is to hear this news, I'm still very interested to make a much more high quality application in your company. Would there be another opportunity that allows me to build the skills or expertise required for the rejection that I received for this application? Now, look, not everybody will come back to you saying, yes, it's better to play the numbers. So, the same way you're actually making high quality applications, reaching out to 5 people, if you get one response per application, you're winning. Equally, if you're getting rejections and then a few people are coming back to you, telling you about other roles, giving you some real advice, you're compounding all of these things to actually make you more confident, give you more intel, and actually make a high quality job search, not just application. If you found this video helpful, I would love to work with you. I've left a link in the description. You can book a call with me and my team, completely free. 15-minute strategy sessions. We can break down not only how to make high quality applications, but how to allow you to stick out from the crowd. Because let's be honest, right now it's the AI economy. All the jobs are going and they're changing. You've got automation, you've got augmentation. You need a strategy to not only stick out from the crowd, but actually be selected by these companies. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.